Hello. Before our presentation begins, we would like to acknowledge that we are located on the traditional territories of the Lekwungen and Wasanich peoples. Before we get too far, let's meet the Camosun College team taking on the Royal Roads Design-Based Thinking Challenge. Hi, my name's Kyle Boss. I'm a third-year student at Camosun, currently pursuing my BBA in marketing.
Hello, my name is Ellie Shotanis, and I am in my second year of the Diploma Program of Business Administration with a focus in marketing.
Hello, my name is Gurchirag. I'm in my last semester at Camosun pursuing postgrad diploma in marketing.
I am Reet Khurana, an international student from India. I am currently in my fourth year of Bachelor's of Business Administration, majoring in marketing.
Hi there, I'm Mitchell, a fourth-year marketing student. Welcome to Camosun's Design Thinking Challenge.
For the Royal Roads Design-Based Thinking Challenge, we were presented with the question, how might museums and galleries make their offerings more vibrant and alive within the peoples and communities they serve? After first hearing the question, we met with our team to discuss museums, galleries, what they mean to us individually, and reflect on our experiences with them so far in our own lives. We had a great discussion and came to the conclusion that as a whole, we'd love to hear from some local museums and galleries and understand from their perspective what community means. We contacted 4 museums locally to us: the Legacy Arts Museum, the Bateman Museum, the Sioux Museum, and the Naval and Military Museum in Esquimalt. We learned a lot from everyone, and it really gave us a better understanding of the task at hand. Here is some of what we learned. People visit museums for a variety of reasons. Some go to learn about history, others go to relax, but what brings people back is a connection to their community and the stories being told. People from all over the world gather to visit museums, some as tourists, and others as members of local communities interested in learning. The most basic and effective solution for all museums and galleries to attract visitors is to find a way to connect with them. Additionally, we also surveyed 70 people with diverse backgrounds and interests. We found patterns in the answers we collected and created a top 5 list of the most important and repeated answers. They were togetherness, belonging, relationships, accessibility, and diversity. This led us to create our own definition for community and how it relates to museums. Through further contacts and research, we narrowed community down to 3 key ideas: relationships formed through similar connections, connections to ideas and concepts, and togetherness. With our new definition of community and a perspective on galleries and museums of Victoria, we moved to the define step in the DBT process, where we looked to redefine the question. Through lots of discussions, we came to the final idea of how we would redefine the question. What we decided on was, how do we build relationships and engage our communities through museums and galleries? With our new definition of the problem, we moved towards solutions that we thought would reflect how museums can engage and build their communities.
The first solution is what we like to call community collaboration. What better way to bring the community out of a museum than bringing the community to the museum? Drawing all that together would allow for local galleries and museums to open their doors to outside vendors or create events themselves. Examples of those events or vendors could be weekend markets or festivals to utilize unoccupied space or materials. This tactic has proven quite popular for the Sioux community at the Sioux Museum with their night markets. It gives the opportunity for museums to insert themselves into a community that the people would be willing to build. It could also provide a platform for communities to stand for. Partnerships are integral to the community, as we found through our surveys. Those partnerships there are connections being formed, which provide a sense of belonging and togetherness that museums can provide.
So our next solution is augmented reality. The idea is to have a QR code next to the exhibit so that visitors can scan. Once scanned, they can interact with the display on their phone or tablet by zooming in and spinning around the object, which will be creating a connection between the visitor and the exhibit. Next to the display on their phone, there will be a voice option in different languages that will read the description of the exhibit to the user in their preferred languages. Whenever I personally visit a museum or a gallery, I always want to touch and interact with the display, but it has never been a possibility. But with augmented reality, we can bridge the gap for people looking to inspect the displays in greater details and get as close to touching it as possible. The augmented reality solution is targeted towards accessibility and connection between the visitor and the exhibit.
Our third and final solution comes from the idea of living in the moment. A critical thought that came from our initial brainstorming was, what is the best way to learn? Through our research, it was concluded that the community wanted a variety of hands-on experiences. The basis of an empathy museum would be to bring the empathy out of all visitors to our museum to experience a better understanding of all conditions in which the history itself might have been made. The conditions could include physical, environmental, and emotional changes. It would be a way to enrich the learning experience, but not used to make a direct copy of an event. Using empathy in this way would develop the potential for shared experiences with all participants within the community. The community would also be encouraged to help design the exhibits that get brought in. Designing an environment that would encourage conversation, but also diversity, would help develop a stronger sense of community, especially among museums.
This brings us to our prototype. Our prototype is creating an empathy museum to create an experiential and conversational public space. Our aim is to raise awareness about people, places, and subjects of study outside our normal experiences through education and design. It will incorporate a variety of experiences with rotating exhibits based on different social issues and current affairs. In order to bring empathy in our daily lives, we asked, how do we make them feel uncomfortable? The emotional impact is what's critical to the Empathy Museum, and it will be triggered through the utility of engaging all our senses. To demonstrate how the Empathy Museum functions, we are taking an example of International Day of Forests, which would highlight the environmental impact of depletion of forests. As visitors walk into the Empathy Museum, they will be following a path that takes them through 4 different sets, each illustrating a different stage of deforestation. The first would be the undisturbed forest set that will have green, luscious forests, smell of fresh woodsy air, and sounds of frogs croaking. As they progress through the museum, they will experience the process of deforestation with the smell of burnt wood, sounds of chainsaws and crackling of fire, and exposure to high temperatures. The Empathy Museum will be set up with the help of cultural facilitators, in this case Ancient Forest Association. We want to represent stories of people and places far away in place, time, or experience in order to encourage empathy building and more wide-ranging compassion. Now, in order to test our prototype, we'll be using a low-fidelity mock-up. The users will be presented with paper-based walkthrough. Our goal is to test the layout and gather feedback, which includes likes, criticism, questions, and ideas. All of these insights will be used to make adjustments and create new and improved iteration of the idea. We believe that empathy is a way to revolutionize our own philosophies of life to become more outrospective. From all of us here at Camosun College, thank you for watching.